Hi, I'm Anthony Amorello, host of the Paving New Roads podcast, coming to you from the penthouse at the Andes on the Sunset Strip in West Hollywood, California. And today, I'm sitting down with Caroline Rhea. You might know her from Sabrina the Teenage Witch. You might know her from Catch a Rising Star in 1989. She's been in the game for a long time, and you're not going to want to miss these stories. Thanks for tuning in.
I did not know I was funny.
I just wanted to be funny.
I like with Psycho.
Twice as good as Spielberg.
I don't know what your podcast is called, but it would be like Paving New Roads.
Thank you for coming.
My
I
pleasure.
appreciate it. We were just talking about our dads
Yes.
and chasing that comedy.
Your dad wanted to be a comedian.
Yeah, he wanted. I don't know if stand-up was his thing, but comedy writing was what he loved.
My dad just wanted to be an actor.
Really?
Yeah, he went to school with William Shatner and Christopher Plummer.
Oh my God.
And then they were able to pursue it, but my grandmother was like, no, you have to become a doctor. So I think when I became sort of slightly famous when I was on Sabrina, my father almost superimposed his face onto my headshot. You know what I mean? It was like, this is my daughter. You know what I mean? Like he was so excited to be close to fame.
Yeah.
Because that's what he wanted.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I get that. Yeah, my dad has the first stand-up flyer I was ever on, which was a bar show in Manchester, New Hampshire. And then he has a picture of us in the green room of the main room at the Comedy Store, like side by side with it. And he truly, like, I've worked at the Comedy Store for 4.5 years. I've never seen like someone's relative or like just anyone really come in to that environment and not be fazed. And I'll tell you this, the last night he was there, there's like 40 comedians hanging out with my dad on the patio. And we're all having a great time drinking beers. And I like lose track of him. And then I look and he's hugging Jesus Trejo by the front bar. And I was like, he hasn't hugged me in 10 years. This is crazy. But it is a thing of like, it's built into my DNA. This is what I love.
Yeah.
And like,
But you told me your dad came out to the hotel, and what did you guys do together?
we just wrote jokes
For 5 days.
for 5 days. And then we walked across the parking lot to the Comedy Store and we were slinging them because Mondays you have potluck. I'll get 1 or 2 sets during the week. And like, that's all he wants to do. He will literally call me and just say, hey, is this funny? Before he even says hello. He's top 10 funniest person I've ever met, stand-up included.
Right.
And now that he has an opportunity and he's got a little bit more time on his hands because he's a little bit older, he's not having to push a paver as hard. He would hate to hear me say that. Sorry. But he loves it. He can't get enough of it.
So why doesn't he do open mics too?
He doesn't
want to do it?
He doesn't want. This is my thing. He's made it very clear. This is my thing. Because I asked him. I said I thought it would be really funny if I went up in the original room on Mondays, that open mic they have, and if I told jokes and then just had my dad stand and give his reaction to me,
right?
Because that would be so. And he goes, "I'm never getting on stage," and he just.
Well, why doesn't he do it from the side?
He doesn't. It's not the stage that he just doesn't want to blur that line, and it's very. I very much appreciate it.
Right, it's supposed to my father had to put him in every production.
Yeah.
Every single show. I was doing a pilot. I put him in everything. And I'm doing a pilot, and the line was, and then I go, and then he sent me a bunch of balloons. And Kim Whitley, the actress, is in the scene, and her line is, balloons, what the hell does that mean? So we're shooting the scene, action, and then he sent me a bunch of balloons. My father, balloons, what the hell does that mean? And the director goes, cut, and I go, what? And he goes, who was that? And I go, no one, it's fine. It was just, I go, Dad, what are you doing? You can't say any lines. You're an extra. You're not in the union. He goes, I can't even say one line. I go, no. And by the way, that's signed to another actor.
Yeah.
So take two. And then he sent me a bunch of balloons. And my father goes, balloons. I go, Dad. And he goes, I said one word. I go, no words, Dad, no words. So then he goes, next take. I go, and then he sent me a bunch of balloons. Then you cut to my father, mouthing the words. I go, Dad, this is not helpful. Then take 4. The director goes, something's wrong. Someone moved in the crowd, and my father has left his seat and is now over here, and we're matching a master. And I go, Dad, what are you doing? And he goes, the woman beside me was very, very aggressive, very pushy and hitting on me, and had terrible breath. So I've moved over here. And I go, okay. every talk show, every game show for Mother's Day, my mother refused to do it. My father's like, can I do it? He got every question wrong. They made him questions just for Dr. Dave. He got them all wrong.
God bless you for putting him in everything, though.
Always.
And you've been in a lot of things.
Yeah. You know what? He didn't make it to Sabrina, though.
Yeah,
I tried to get him. He came to the set many times, stood in the way of the camera, but he wasn't allowed to be on it.
Who makes that call? Somebody else?
Yeah, someone probably, yeah.
Well, they probably
me.
heard his track record.
Exactly.
They're
He's
like,
going to take your line. Don't go near him. But he had a huge poster in his office, and it said Caroline Ray, free, because it was like one of the first shows I ever did at a college. And I'm like, you couldn't have put up a poster where I'm charging for tickets?
Yeah. That's much like the poster of me and my dad's from Manchester.
Is your mother funny too?
Here's the thing, man. My mom will tell you she's the funniest person in the world. She wants to be the manager. She would absolutely take a role if I gave it to her. My mom has been sober for 11 years now.
Okay.
In the last 11 years, I've found her comedy. For sure. I think it was really hard to see it before that. Yeah. But she is...
Did she struggle for a long time?
Yeah.
With alcohol?
Yeah, alcohol. There's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And, God bless her heart.
Yeah.
Like, she's trying her best, and she got there.
Yeah.
And she just got her 11-year chip. She's 73 years old.
God bless her.
She's traveling the world.
Are they not together?
They're not together.
Okay.
She's traveling the world with a group of sober people. And when I go to the East Coast, they all go to my shows because they're from all over. And every single one of them goes, your mom is so funny. Your mom is so funny. And it always surprised me. And then recently she's like really been opening up about like what her life was. And she told me she ran away to California and was like maybe peddling drugs between Tijuana and Orange County. And then she lucked into a like super job at an apartment building. She showed up because she thought they were renting the apartment. And then halfway through the interview, she realized there was a job to be the tenant. And then she got free housing here. And she was just like living her dream. And I was like, if you told me this when I was 7, I would have gotten it. You know what I mean? But you're telling me at 33. But she's funny in her own way. Uh-huh. And she's eccentric. She does it. She walks 4 miles every day.
What's her birthday?
March 16th.
And what's
17th.
your birthday?
August 17th.
Oh. And what's your dad's birthday?
January 16th.
Very interesting.
She's also 7 years older than my dad.
I like that the best of all.
Yeah. But like we were saying, you've been in a lot of things. I looked it up. It said Catch a Rising Star in 86.
No, 89.
89.
Yeah, I started in 89. I moved to New York March 3rd of 1989 to do stand-up because that was my grandfather's birthday, and I wanted it to be good luck.
And it clearly has been.
Yes. And then I went to the new school, and Scott Blakeman was my teacher. And 2 years earlier, the graduating class out of the comedy was John Abramowitz, who then became Jon Stewart.
Right.
So Jon Stewart was in it. And Jon Stewart, when I moved to New York, was like, he was the big dude. And then I'm like the class of Janine Garofalo, Jeff Ross, Laura Keitlinger.
Oh, my God.
Those are all my... Margaret Cho, Wendy Liebman.
Oh, my God.
Those are all my, my year.
And
I just saw Margaret Cho kill so hard. She's brilliantly fun. Everyone just like in the palm of her hand. Never went to the audience once. She's just like.
And she never seems fazed.
No.
That is one thing about her where she just is always calm, cool, and collected.
Yeah, she is.
What an incredible class to be a part of.
I know.
When did you decide, like, this is what I want to go to school for, this is what I want to pursue? When was that?
I didn't really want to go to school for it at all. I went to school for economics and theater, which is a weird combo.
Yeah. So you could see how much money you weren't going to make? Yeah.
So by this point, I'll be in that much debt. Impressive.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I could have made that much if I'd done that.
Yeah.
Okay. I decided to do stand-up when I was 7. So I used to sneak out of bed and watch The Tonight Show, and I always knew what the punchline was going to be when I would watch Johnny Carson.
Wow.
I knew what they were going to say. And then I saw Carol Burnett and Maude and
Did you
Lucille
tell
Ball,
them-
and I was like, these are my people. I want to be these people.
And this
what
is
I
why
wanna
you
do.
ended up playing like a witch
I think
sees
so.
into the future.
Well, I think that,
Yeah.
we were so impacted. Like, Bewitched was a huge thing.
Oh, yeah.
But I think I related more to Endora. But, yeah, when they asked if I wanted to be a witch, yeah, because I kind of, that's why my new special is called I Identify as a Witch.
That is great. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So at 7 years old that you knew that's what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
You go to school, you get out of school.
I just wanted to be funny. I mean, from the time I have a really funny family. I'm in no way the
Who's
funniest.
the funniest in your family?
My sister, my middle sister.
Really?
And my mother was, yeah.
I think both of my sisters are funnier than me, too.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. And thank God they haven't gone into the business. Yeah.
Thank God both of them had kids. So I swear to God. I swear to God.
They would have done it?
They're so much funnier than me. If they're actually coming here this weekend, we're all going to the Oasis concert at the Rose Bowl. But
Oh, my God.
if me, my brother, and my 2 sisters sit in a room together, my 2 sisters pummel me. It is not even close. Their level of comedy is so much
But
more
that's why you're a
advanced.
nice human, because you've got 2 sisters beating you down.
Oh, sure. They
Yeah.
used to make me.
You don't
as
have
a-
any brothers.
No, I have my oldest sibling's my brother,
Okay.
and then 2 sisters.
Is he
and-
funny?
He is, but he's quiet. So when he speaks, it's truly either the funniest thing you've ever heard or the most profound thing you've
Yeah.
ever heard.
Like, my oldest sister is a very bigwig lawyer,
Mm.
and people think she's very quiet, but she's hilarious.
Right.
And then my middle sister is just, there's no filter at all.
Mm.
Like, you'll just call her on FaceTime. You look awful. Don't leave the house. You're like,
Yeah.
okay, I was going to ask if this was a good outfit, but now I don't need
Yeah,
to do that.
yeah.
No.
And now who's psychic?
No,
Yeah.
it's fine. Exactly. When my grad prom date came to the door, my sister said, Cro-Magnon man is here. Like, she's got nothing. Luckily,
Yeah.
the poor boy didn't know what that meant. So.
What a sweet guy to just let it. He got it on the ride home. You know what I mean? It hit him
Years later,
Uh,
in his adorable powder blue tuxedo with like a giant bow tie that looked like it was going to squirt water. And I was wearing a powder blue dress too. Very 80s.
Before my time. I was born in 91.
Really?
Yeah.
Jesus, that was so hurtful.
I know.
Just to sneak that in like
I
that.
know. I was
you were born
waiting.
in 91?
I know.
Thank-
The Grays say different. They do. I look great for 40, though.
So, well, everyone looks great for 40.
Yeah, right. That's a good point.
I can't do the math. You're 35. 34.
I just turned 34. Yeah.
You just turned 34. You're a real baby.
I am. I
You're
am a
baby,
real baby.
Yeah. But that's good.
I enjoy it. I've enjoyed it since the first package store sold me a 30. You know what I mean? I am a baby.
I feel like you were a baby with a beard.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think the first time
Full
I
growth.
shaved was like 6th grade.
Oh, I thought you were going to say 6 months.
Yeah.
Give me that plastic
Yeah,
razor.
yeah,
I got
yeah.
some stubble, Mom.
My-
Absolutely.
One of my football coaches once said that he thinks I hit puberty in the womb.
Oh.
And I was like, that's aggressive. But yeah.
I hope you say that on stage.
Sometimes. Do you ever, like, you've been doing this a very long time?
Very long time.
I am now 11 years in, and there are just some things that I used to say 3 years in that did really well.
Yeah.
That I just don't do anymore.
Jokes have a life expectancy,
Right.
but I'll tell you something. After having done it for so long,
That's
they come back. And then
Interesting.
don't ever be afraid to do jokes that you wrote, no matter how long ago it was. If they're a classic joke,
Yeah.
do the joke. It's just we get so sick of telling them.
yes.
just
There's
like-
that, and then my sisters will text me and be like, "Hey, we've heard this one a lot.
Oh my
So,
God!
yeah.
You're gonna hear it again.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
What do you think? The Rolling Stones don't do their greatest hits?
Yeah.
Mick Jagger's like, and now I'd like to try some new alternative material so that my sister doesn't give me shit.
Yeah.
No.
Thank you. I'm going to
You
clip
do-
this and send it to them. I
Yes,
cannot
you
wait.
do those jokes. I love the Bossy Sisters. Or my mother would. She was so funny. Like when I had a talk show, I'd be like, well, how'd it go? And she's like, well, I liked what you were wearing, but I'm not sure about your shoes. And then this extended. I was friends with Katie Couric, and she would go, tell Katie, because my mom knew her, she goes, I love this shirt, but brown's not her color. I'm like, oh, I'll call her right away. She looks better in an orange tone. I'm like, oh, hold on. Let me just call Katie Couric and tell her. Mommy thinks you're not really a fall. You're more of a spring.
My mom saw me in a picture with Whitney Cummings and goes, she's cute. You should date her. And I was like, okay. All right.
She already has a baby.
Yeah. And then I said that thinking that would deter my mom. And I've realized that the longer you stay single, the bar your parents have for you gets lower.
Oh, yeah.
Because my mom literally replied back, so what? You'd be a great dad to someone else's kid.
Oh, that is so hilarious.
It's one I've screenshotted it. I will save that text forever.
Oh, please. My mother, when I told her I was pregnant, she goes, well, don't tell the dad. And I go, what? What do you mean? And she's like, well, there's no need. I mean, you can always go to Canada and have a baby. I go, no, I'm with the dad, Mom. Like, we're going to have a child together. And she goes, well, I don't know that you need to let him know. All right. I'll just gain a lot of weight and then be like, I'll be in Canada for a bit. Very different. My mother, I was looking at her advice. Like, she used to say when we would go out on dates, well, darling, have a big meal before you go so you look like a light eater. I think this really created like a food disorder in me because I would always have 2 giant meals.
Oh, yeah.
I'd be like the pre-meal and the post-meal.
Yeah. And then you ended up John Candy sized.
Exactly.
Yeah. When you got out of what was the academy called? Sorry.
I went to the new school.
New school. That's what it was
I went
called.
to the new school and it was just a stand-up comedy course. And then I went on stage, I would say 500 times a year for years.
500 times a year.
500 times a year. We would go up 6 to 10 times a night. And we would just go out. And
that's why everybody says New York.
Well, it was like a training ground. And the thing about New York is they heckle you on the way to the stage, and they're so mean. And we would come out here, and we were so aggressive, like ready to fight. Like, I think New Yorkers are so good at crowd work because literally from A to B, there'd be like some Irish going like, you're fat and you're not funny. I'm like, I haven't even got to the stage yet. I don't even have the mic in my hand. Like, give me 1 second, and then I'll destroy you. We were so harsh. That's why sometimes people are like, when you do crowd work with them, they get hurt feelings. I'm like, it's how we were trained.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially here, like the Comedy Store, anywhere in LA, you get so many people that are from the middle of nowhere and have never been talked to in a way, and they can feel some kind of way about it. You're doing 500 shows a year. What are you doing to pay your bills?
Oh, okay. So these are some of my terrible jobs. I was going to go back to before I even went there. One of my terrible jobs was, what could bring pleasure more than an elf at your door? I know what's better, a Santa Claus letter. And it was me dressed as an elf with a guy, Neil. I'll never forget it. He was like the angriest looking guy. He looked like the Incredible Hulk mid-transition, like Fred Flintstone, huge muscles, like so angry in his elf outfit. And I remember him driving, and we were like 35 miles away. I'm like, we've spent more on gas. It's like $7 to get this letter. And he'd deliver the letters like they were court subpoenas. He's like, here's your elf letter. And I'm like, sign here. And I was like, oh, God. I'm like, oh, Santa says hello. That was a bad one. Then I came to
I didn't think that was going to make the top 3.
Yeah, then I went to New York, and I became, the first job I had was I was one of the perfume spritzers at Bloomingdale's.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And I was so bad at it. Like, everyone was so aggressive.
Were you getting in people's eyes?
No, they would literally pick it up and spray me back. And I was like, and it was the worst smell. It took forever to get out of my nose, like years. It was such a bad one. And then I would go to my all-day cater waiter job. I was a cater waiter for a long time.
Oof.
And then I had a job, and I was the coat check girl, but I would give out the tickets, but I didn't know that the other part of the ticket was attached to the coat. So people would come and they just hand me the ticket, and I'd be like, "Well, what does your coat look like?" And that was literally horrible and Lucy-like. And then so I was a cater waiter for a long time before I started making money. And then I started doing colleges, which paid.
Cater waiter.
Yeah.
What were the worst things that what's worse, weddings, bar mitzvahs?
Well, this is what I would. Well, I had material about it, of course. People would say that the thing that always grossed me out the most was like somehow people feel like the more shrimp you consume, it somehow creates greater personal wealth. You know what I mean? Like they would like they'd see shrimp, and then they would take a shrimp and try and get literally all of the sauce with one shrimp, and then they would suck it like a lollipop, and then put that half-eaten shrimp back in, and I would literally find myself going, whoa. And then they would take that tail and say, "Can I give you this?" And I would always go, "Yes, I'm making a necklace." And they would always go, "What do you mean?" I'm like, or we were terrible. We'd go up to the
there's no way that person that double dipped shrimp is getting that joke.
No.
That's way over their head.
Or I'd be, I remember I worked on this like yacht. And we had so much fun, but it was really a terrible job. And then we'd find out that they were charging like massive amounts for the tips, and we would of course never be tipped.
Wow.
And we'd be one time I was catering and I was wearing my boyfriend's. It was like an intern's jacket, like it was like you had to wear a white jacket, but
okay,
you kind of looked like I don't know, it was some cheap salesman-y kind of thing with a bow tie, and I was wearing his, and it was massive, and I was like in the mirror like trying to get my face together, whatever. And Cindy Crawford walks in, and she's like in the mirror next to me because we were doing a fashion show, and I was like, okay. I remember thinking one of these things is not like the other. I was like, no. Yeah.
Wow.
We had to do all the polo shows, so all
Did
the
you go,
supermodels
"Brown's not
of the
your
90s
color"?
were there. What are you thinking, Cindy?
Yeah, Browns. That's incredible. I've stood next to a couple people in bathrooms where I have just been ashamed of myself. What have we done different? One of them, Michael Irvin.
I don't know him.
The star Dallas Cowboys wide receiver of the 1980s.
Oh.
Yeah. Don't worry. You were in New York
him.
doing 500 shows an hour or
I don't
whatever.
know who that is. Okay.
He stood next to me in a bathroom urinal once, and he's a wide receiver. Right. I was always a lineman where I grew up.
Okay.
I was up to his shoulder, maybe, and it like just shredded. He's like 60 now. I'm 33. Like, how are we different? But yeah, Cindy Crawford makes you think.
Yeah, Cindy Crawford right next to me. I was like, oh. I had Paul Newman. I catered for him.
And this is all in New York.
Yeah. So I was in New York until I got, then I was so broke, and I was like, and I had this giant phone bill, and I'm like, I have to make money. So I went, sort of like getting like the misunderstanding of it. So I went to be a cater waiter, and it was for a video, and they said, okay, so it's $550, and you're okay to cook for 60 people, and I go, yeah, of course, absolutely. What do you want? Absolutely. And they're like, well, we're going to have, and they gave me the menu. And I remember I had to like boil a ham, and then you're supposed to like dig deep and like cut the fat off. I chiseled that ham. Like I was like, I had no idea how to cook. I was like making sandwiches.
I don't know what's more insane, that you just automatically was like, yes, I will do this.
Yes, I said yes,
or
of course I can.
they just went to a person and they were like, they will certainly know how to specifically cook this meal.
No, they thought I was probably there for like a different job. Like I was there to do the cooking part. And I was like, yes, absolutely.
Oh my God.
I don't know how. I don't know. And then I got the money. I would work from 8 in the morning until like 10 o'clock at night. And then I'd go home because my first set would be at the Improv at 3:20 a.m.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah, so I'd be like, okay, well, I'm going to sleep.
3:20 a.m.?
Yeah, that's what it used to be for the
And then you do a set, and then you go into work 5 hours later?
Yeah.
Like, that's an insane.
Oh, no. For years and years. And
You can never do that in Los Angeles.
No.
No, you could never.
Is your job your only job besides being a comedian?
Yeah. Well, I'm not a door guy, so I've just parted ways. I'm going out on my own.
Oh, you are? Okay, good.
It's been 4.5 years. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
First of all, if you told me that I had to be funny, great. But if you told me I had to parallel park and be funny, I would literally never have had a career. I cry every time. I have to just back into my driveway 35 times, maybe. I'm just not. I've had this joke, and it's the truth. I can't merge. I have to leave my house in the lane that I want to end up in. I can't go across the highway. Yeah, I think that's great. I think you have to go out into.
And this
fear.
is kind of like in the spirit of this podcast, anyways, of hardworking comedy. Is I got hired there. Do you know Tammy Jo Darren?
Of course.
That's actually the first time I met you. Was
Uh-huh.
working. I used to do those Magic Castle shows. I built that stage.
Amazing.
And then every weekend I would unbuild it because she was afraid of homeless people taking it over because it was the pandemic and this place was lawless.
Right.
And then, long story short, I got hired at the Comedy Store to do security before they even took me in as a comedian because it was the end of the pandemic. They needed somebody. And I worked as a security guard for 1.5 years and then a door guy comedian for 3 years. And that was great. And I very much appreciated it. And I dedicated 4 to 7 nights a week sometimes at that place. And it was a moment for me in my career. But now it's to a point of I'm 34. I live 3,000 miles away from my family. We got to make more than minimum wage.
Yeah.
And it's just like go out and make it, and you got to figure it out. Sometimes I'm going to have to get a cater waiter job maybe.
It doesn't matter. You have to think of it this way, okay? You're an artist, and you're a creative person, and we don't have the most traditional path to follow when we want to be something, right?
Totally.
I mean, you obviously want to be a comedian. You want to get as much stage time as possible. There are so many venues. Like doing a podcast is so smart. You can like act whatever it is, however you're going to paint your world through your creativity, right? But you have an ATM. That's just a job that gets you 1, material,
Right.
and 2, money. But it does not define you when you're an artist. We just don't have the same path as somebody who's traditional.
Absolutely. And I just think whether I'm taking out the garbage here or I'm trying to do a 30-person show in Western Kentucky just to make a couple dollars, it's all the same. And I've had this experience now, and you just got to go out and do it. And I don't care what – I started paving roads at 13 years old. I could not care less what people think of how I make my money because you can't.
No.
But, yeah, you got to hustle and – You got to
just get on stage as much as possible.
Exactly.
And figure out a way to do that in a city that you can do it in without making such a huge commitment to something else.
LA is so tough because it's 3 clubs, really.
Yeah.
And you have, Ice House and Flappers and Pasadena.
But you
and
also
Burbank.
need a visa to get there.
Yeah. But also, like, Comedy Store closes at 1:45. Don Barris is on, and he's closing out that original room. There's no 3:45 spot here.
Right.
And that's, like, kind of the hunger that, like, I started in Boston. I started on the East Coast. I did New York. I'm going back to New York. That's kind of what I think I need to get back to is 500 sets in a year instead of LA is very slow. You should come here when you're establishing or have, but, like, 3:45 a.m. spots is.
You got to just do it. But also just think there are a million. If you are just funny on TikTok every day, you will get a following. You just need people to know. Like, we didn't have these.
Yeah.
We had no social media. We had to get up. We had to go do gigs in remote places. I've been to every state. And then get up at 4 a.m. with Uncle Chuckle and whatever, and have, in my case, receive sexist comments, and then just go, all right, well, I didn't hear what you said, and I'm just going to say this, and learn how to do it. I honestly, I just had this horrible realization that my career is older than you.
Oh, no. That's, but I think
it's a great realization. It's just
I think
weird.
that's a compliment, though.
Okay,
and hear me out.
Okay.
Because it is older than me, you still have my interest.
Oh, well, that's good.
You know what I mean? You do have the interest of me and everyone younger than me. You know what I mean? It's not like there are some comics and actresses that you watch that they are big for the people that were watching that kind of show when they were big.
Right.
And that's their crowds forever. Your crowd is
Yeah.
Your
I'm
age
lucky.
range is, yeah.
Well, I'm in my 4th generation of people watching Sabrina.
That's
and if
crazy.
anyone knew I was Linda Flynn-Fletcher, then, yeah, I'm going to say Phineas and Ferb was a good
When
it's a
you
good
brought
one.
up Sabrina earlier, he actually went, that's what it was.
It's so funny to me because I so identify as a comedian first and foremost. And
Right.
I had this sort of epiphany, which is I'm very grateful for. But I will never be as well known as a comedian as I am as Aunt Hilda because Aunt Hilda was on. It's been on forever.
It gets broadcast to such a bigger,
and people are visual, and you're in your living room with them.
Yeah.
But to me, I think it's so funny. Like when I get on an airplane, if I'm being an actress, I go to the left first class. If I'm being a comedian, I'm like 38J. I'm in the cargo. Like. But that's who I think I am. Like I think it's weird that people. I'm grateful, but it doesn't. It's a disconnect.
It's also just like it was a moment in your career, where it is like such a bigger thing for them. You know what I mean? So that's why they're going to hold on to it. It is funny to me because like watching you for the since the pandemic is really when you came in like live doing stand up. Right. How many people leave those shows being like, who fucking knew?
I know.
Because it is crazy. It is.
I know. That's why I came up with the joke that if you know me from Sabrina, but this has been my real job for 36 years, it's going to be like finding out your kindergarten teacher's a stripper.
That is
like it is a
solid.
weird. God, can we just look at how beautiful it is?
That's why we came here.
It's very pretty.
Mike knew what he was doing. This is why you come to LA.
This is
that view.
So
right there.
okay, and if we come back to you in like, let's say 5 years from now, what will your dream be? What will it look like?
5 years from now, I don't care about fame. I really just want to be doing this kind of stuff. Being creative comedically. Stand-up is ideal. Paying my bills, paying my bills to a point where I could afford to maybe think about taking out a girl because I want to get married and have kids. But that can't even be on my radar
Let me tell you, maybe in LA, but I've never even dated someone basically with a job. I even dated someone who had the word not-for-profit in his job title. and you know what?
I should put that in my Hinge profile. Not-for-profit.
Not-for-profit. Like, I just, if you're dating a woman and she's only concerned, like if you date someone and they're funny and adorable, like, all right, I'll pay for dinner. I don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
but if they
about
can't pay for dinner
too.
too.
They can't either.
Yeah,
well, then you can have a
that's
lot
the
of
problem.
outdoor picnics.
Yeah. That's great. I don't know if you've been outside this week. Not ideal. Not ideal for
What do you mean she burst into flames? It was so hot. She exploded.
This mayonnaise is tepid. Yeah. 5 years.
It was good until she drank the milk.
Yeah. Well, it was even fine after that. It was really when I put my tongue in her mouth.
Lord.
Sorry.
You know what's so funny? My mother said something about me, and it's so accurate. She goes, Cal, you're a saucy sailor on stage, but the minute you get off, you're just a prissy little wasp. And I am. And this is so name-droppy, but I had dinner with Jean Smart last night. She's the exact same way. If you say anything scatological, she's like, I really don't have I teased her because she's on Hacks. I said, I feel I'm doing the regional theater version of her show called Snacks. That's what I'm like. I'm like, Jean, I'm actually at the club you're making fun of.
Yeah.
Okay, so 5 years.
5 years, I just want to be in a place where I'm not worried about money.
Okay.
That's it. Because I know this is what I'm going to be doing. I'm doing this.
Right.
My father actually told me, I think this is probably like 6 or 7 years ago. I was like, yeah, well, if it doesn't work out, I'll just come home and I'll pave roads with you. And he goes, no, you won't. You're not allowed to come back. And he did it in a way where when he said it, it was like, you left me. You don't get to come back when it goes bad. But I know what he was doing. What he was doing was giving me that, hey, you're doing this.
But you know what? That would be the great name of a book, or I don't know what your podcast is called, but it would be like Paving New Roads.
Oh, that is, and
And then you can talk about all the people who, like.
Man, we've been talking about, because, like, believe it or not, Sam Tripoli got in my head about what to name my podcast.
Uh-huh.
So, like, we have a working title. It's called Hardworking Comedy, but Paving Roads is.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did that for me, so I know
that
what.
That is literally making me cry.
I don't want to do that.
No, but he obviously, He loves you so much.
Oh, yeah. He's my best friend. He's truly.
So head east for a while and let him do some,
I am. I'm going on. Oh, I got a bunch of road shows coming up.
Yeah.
Because that was a big stepping away point. Is I can't sell tickets, and I got to prove to people that I can sell tickets, and I got to get my way in front of them, and that's why we're starting the podcast, and we're having great guests on like you. And I am going to go east. Doing 12 shows between Portland, Maine, and Fort Lauderdale.
Amazing.
Oh, yeah. Where I work hard.
I live in Maine in the summertime.
Kennebunkport.
Yes, I do.
Ah, shit. Should I not have said that?
No, it's fine.
Can I tell you something? Because you met my oldest sister one time. And
I met her at the club, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was just holding her back from getting on stage. And you took a picture with her, and then we separated. And she goes, all of my friends say they see her in the summer at the lake houses, and they you are very famous in that part of Maine. We'll scratch that.
You know what? I used to be famous in Maine, but then Patrick Dempsey moved there.
Oh, that son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch. Now he is the most famous.
Yeah.
And then Martha Stewart moved, and I'm like,
oh, shit.
And apparently she was in town last week. Yeah.
Oh, no.
I know. How dare they?
It's also, it's hard to lose to somebody that went to prison. You know what I mean? That's just hard.
Patrick was in prison? No. Shar, do we need to go?
Yeah.
Are you panicking? Okay, sorry.
Do you have to go?
I do have to go in a little bit because her friend is at the Hollywood Bowl.
I will ask you.
Yes, please ask me. Sorry, because I'm a windbag.
What was the job you had the most fun at? The most these people I'm working with are good. This is funny. I still can do my comedy at night. What was the one job you had?
Well, the job I had, the fact that I'm a comedian is my favorite job in the world. And
Totally.
Most people would have been like, stop doing it. And I'm like, never. Because it's the most fun. Sometimes
Absolutely.
I literally can't believe. Sometimes I'm on stage somewhere and I'm having some moment with someone and I'm like, I can't believe someone is paying me to do this. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
The worst job the absolute worst that you're asking me, what was?
Let's do absolute worst job.
Yeah.
And then we're going to do the one you enjoyed the most.
Okay. I think the worst job I had, although, because I worked all through college, I was working in the kitchen of the girls' dorm, and I had gotten accepted to this college late. So I wasn't in the girls' dorm. I was in the married student dorm as the only single person looking for a divorcee if it didn't work out. And in a 4-room apartment. It was originally a 1-bedroom apartment that they turned into 4.
Oh my God.
And the paper walls, I would say
Like a
literally
massage parlor.
Yeah, I would say to my friend, Margaret was my roommate over here, and I go like this, "Good night, Margaret." She'd go, "Good night." We could hear each other so much. And when this girl came home and she was having sex, I'd be like, "Oh no." I was yeah, he likes that. I could anyway. I don't know what. So while I was at that college, I was in, I'll never forget it. The guy his name was Lucky, and he was in charge of, I worked in the kitchen of the all-girls dorm at college. I had to have a hairnet on, and Lucky, who had a picture of Cheryl Ladd, and he was Greek, and he would be like, "Cut all the onions," and I would be like, I can't do it anymore. There are 2 more bags. I can't do it. I would reek of onions, and then I'd be in class, and everybody would be like, "Who smells of onions?" I'm like, "Oh my God!" It was that one was, and the girls were so mean. They were like I'd give them the food, and I'd be like, "Hi, we're in a math class together," and they were like, "Don't talk to me, girl," in a fishnet headpiece, whatever.
Fishnet headpiece.
Whatever it was. So that was a really bad one. And then I worked at an ice cream parlor, and I had to mop the floors, and not once but twice I fell backwards into the acidic floor wash and burned all the skin off my butt.
Oh. Just you did it twice?
Twice.
You're on your 3rd butt skin? That's crazy.
I'm like a snake. I'm on my 7th butt skin. The other 4 just grew back naturally.
Oh.
But that would make it extra soft. Anyway.
This is why you're still at the top, because you don't stop.
I don't stop. I don't stop working. You know what I love about this podcast? You have lighting.
Oh, yeah. They might not know who you are, but they will.
You don't know who I am.
They will light you up.
You've lit me.
Yeah.
That's what counts.
Well, thank you so much for coming.
Oh my God, it was
I really
my pleasure.
appreciate it. You are truly one of my favorites. Do you
Thank
have?
you.
a website people can go to for your shows?
CarolineRay.com.
CarolineRay.com.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Anything you want to plug?
I have this new special.
Where is it?
I identify as a witch. I don't know.
You done? Are you?
No, I produced it, and now it's out there, and I might just
Where
put
is
it
it?
myself. I don't know where it's
Oh,
gonna
so
go.
you
I
just
made it.
You're cradling it?
Yeah. I am.
Okay. All
my,
right.
my nephew's a manager, and he's like, "Don't put it out yet." I'm like, "I don't want to.
Yeah.
I just like watching it. I'll show you the opening. It's really cool.
Oh, excellent. Absolutely. Thank you guys so much for listening.
Thank you.
Just stop when I'm driving on pit stops. It's hot, I ain't playing like a 6'5". Pissed off, but I told her they